constructed model so that you can see the inside and out.
Yeah.
Obviously, so got the wiring going down to the probe down here. So I was there at the show, and hi.
Hi. Okay, we're live. Oh, wait a minute.
Great. So at the show, this guy walked up to me and he said, I like the way you did that antenna there. And he started talking about the antenna. And I said, well, thank you, I appreciate that. And he was going on about the antenna. And I thought, well, okay, great, I'll talk to you about the antenna. He says, yeah, I designed it.
Oh, wow, at the show.
Yeah.
How about that?
And I think he was probably a teen.
Oh, okay.
And in those days, he had carte blanche pass down to the Cape, even presidential pass. He met the president down there.
How about that?
These guys had a lot of stat in the day.
Oops.
So we're live right now?
We're live right now. Yeah, Wayne says hi.
Hello.
Oh, cool.
So
Let's see.
basically, I'll just repeat. This is a 1/24th scale lunar module, and the hull or the shell of it is a 3D print. It's available on Shapeways. The bottom hull is fitted out, all scratch built, with a cruciform steel frame, as you can see. And it's got pieces of Z-girt and L-girt that's put in there. The engine, descent engine, is scratch built. The bell is a 3D print, but that's all, just the bell. If you go around, the legs are, I show it deconstructed in some areas and completed in others. This here is that you're looking at is deconstructed, and I show the wiring that goes down to the probe that's stuck down below the limb, and it's in the up lock position. The probe is on that side.
I see.
And I'll just go around quickly on the back side. This is broken since I got back from the cross-country trip, but I stuck it in there. That's the probe in a finished condition.
Okay.
And in fact, I have it pointing in the direction of that leg on Apollo 11. So I tried to get things as close to reality as I could. Moving around the rocket, all of the finishes and the surfaces, the blankets and everything are by hand. And a lot of these are thermal blankets that you can get on the web. The maps for the surface covering and colors for Apollo 11 and other limbs is in my booklet. I show that in my booklet over here where I got those from. And as you move around, I took a copy of the original plaque. It was on Apollo 11. There's a copy on the web. And I shrunk it down and I printed on laser printer paper. And
how about that?
So that's a copy of the original Apollo 11 plaque.
I can't get my phone to focus. Yeah.
When Neil Armstrong passed away last year, he had a lot of stuff in his closet that he had taken back from his trip to the moon, and one was a harness and belt system right here. If you look at the black and white films of him on the moon, when he got down to the bottom of the ladder, he actually had a harness on because when he stepped off, he didn't know exactly what he was going to come up against. So what I did was I modeled this just as I saw the picture or the image on the web of his personal effects that he had taken home. So I just kind of lashed it on like that.
Oh, Tim Kiley says hi.
Hello. This is the location of the flag right here. When they were coming down, it was inside of this little boxy thing there. And up here at the top, you'll have a D-ring. That D-ring right there, when he got out on the ladder, he would pull the D-ring, and then this mesa or instrumentation package would fall down and be accessible to him once he got down to the bottom of the ladder. So these are a lot of 3D parts, but I've got a lot of personal parts in there, so I've kind of customized it, decaled it, and done some additional to that, so it's partly customized or scratch. The flat black material, I forget the name, Inconel Pyromark, I can't remember the exact name for that, but I found some material. It's actually some candy wrapper material. It's very thick candy wrapper material, not the thin stuff. There's paper on the back and flat black on the front. And
yeah, it almost looks like
very
felt or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's very, very close to the images that I saw on the web of the landing. So before they took off, the lunar module, as you can imagine, they're putting on surface skin and all different types of materials to cover it up. A lot of this was to protect from the sun and the rays and all the kinds of environmentals that they ran into. They were not aerodynamic; they were just really vacuum.
Well, it didn't have to be, right?
Until they were on the moon. So there were breaks and tears all over the blankets, both the black and the multicolored blankets, and they would have to go back and patch them before the flight.
Okay. Let me look into that, Wayne. I'm a little unfamiliar. So, someone's asking for an invite, and I'm not sure where he says on the screen there's like a little invite button. Does anybody do live Facebook?
I'm sorry.
A lot of people messing around with that.
Okay. Well, you just keep going, and I'll.
So, moving around, this side, of course, is the side where I have the bare strut, and I took images of a stripped down limb that was renovated by, I think it was Paul Fell. I can't remember the name. I've got a lot of his information off the web. Vincent Means did a lot of maps for it, and so I modeled this as it was configured prior to putting on the surface skins. And I show the wiring going down to the limb and the different metal materials that you would see on it. I was commenting earlier, getting the color right on this greenish beige-ish panel was very difficult. It's very difficult to replicate. So there's a web page where you can download the RGB color that was checked against the panel, and then you can print it out and stick it on. I purchased a real high dollar photo paper, and I basically printed it to photo paper, and it's a metallic luster, I think they call it, but it's high dollar stuff, and I had to be very, very careful about cutting it and putting on, because any kind of glue or even skin oils would mar or ruin the surface. I had to take a lot